What's everybody? Oh, Jesus. Like, honestly, like, I can't even, like, I can't host. It's a thing. Welcome to the PlayStation Drive. It's a garbage truck on fire. We got no Matt. So, good news. You will not be hearing about any RPGs, Persona, BTS, none of that this week. But I will warn you, I have been playing MLB The Show. I'm definitely going to be talking about it. I've got Seth here joining me. So let's get on with the show. Whoa! Hey, Seth, how's it going, buddy?
It's going good, man. Good to be here with you. We miss Matt. I can't bring the same, RPG BTS level energy or whatever. But hopefully I can fill his shoes a little bit. I've been actually, been playing a little bit of PlayStation this week, so I'm excited.
Awesome. What have you been
playing? So the big thing is we just did literally right before we hopped into this call. We just got done with Backtrackers, which is our kind of Discord community video game book club sort of thing where we pick a game every month and we all play it and then we link up and chat about it. So playing a lot of Sable over the past few weeks on PS5, which is a good game. I had a good time chatting with my fellow Backtrackers about that. But this weekend, Court, Diablo IV, my friend. Yeah.
I'm not going to play it.
Really?
I'm not. So we'll get into why I'm not going to play it, but I am very happy that you're going to play it. I would love to hear from you. I am usually not big into playing betas, period.
Right.
One, because 9 times out of 10, you're everything that I do in it doesn't transfer over to the game. Yep. So for me as a parent, my time is limited. Like the fact that I have a hard out for us recording this right now. We're recording this in the past. You're listening to it in the future. So for me, I have to pick and choose. Mm-hmm. And my favorite reoccurring game has just launched, which is MLB The Show. I'm reviewing it for Carpool Gaming. I will be giving my impressions later on in this episode. So I'm going to be playing that and reviewing a game. So I don't have time. Yeah. I am literally on chapter 12 of Dead Space, and I was so close to finishing it. And then I was like, oh no. And then I got the show thanks to our friends over at PlayStation. I don't got time.
Your hands are tied.
I don't have time. I don't have time.
No time. Yeah, I get it. But you know what though? I've been playing it enough for the both of us, Court.
How is it?
It is so good. I love it. I am so like, it's funny because like I knew I was going to get it day one anyway, but after this beta, I was like, oh yeah, like we're back in this Diablo moment right now. Because I'm somebody who put over 1,000 hours into Diablo 3. Like I put a lot of time into that game.
Beautiful game.
I love it so much. Was huge into Diablo 2 as well. So like coming into this, I didn't really know what to expect, but like they've added, it is at once very familiar, like it still feels very much like Diablo, but they've added these little touches to it that are like really cool and interesting. It has like a little bit of like MMO DNA to it.
Really?
You'll be in the open world. It's an open world game. Like it's not just like I'm going from level to level or whatever. Like it's got a huge open map and you'll just see other players out in the world like doing quests and stuff like that. And like if you're connected to the internet, you'll see like world events happening and you can just join in and do stuff with other players just on the fly. You don't have to talk to them or anything.
Cross-play, cross-progression?
Yep. Cross-play, cross-progression.
And everything you're doing in the beta, does it go into the main game?
No. No.
Oh, yeah. Definitely not playing it.
Yeah.
No, not even going to turn it on.
That is important to note because everything you do in the beta will not carry out over. However, one thing that they do incorporate into the beta is if you hit level 20 with one of the characters, you unlock this cute little wolf cub backpack.
Is that why everybody's talking? Everybody's like, I got to hit level 20. And then one person's like, I've done it twice. And I'm just like, you need help. I'm sorry. Hitting level 20 twice? Come on now.
That's Ryan. That's Ryan, dude. Well, Ryan Shepard. Yeah, he's all over it. So
I will say this: Ryan's good at video games, though. There's a difference. Yeah. Like for me, when I play MLB The Show, when I play, we'll get into it. When I play video games, I play on the easiest setting possible, unless I have no choice. So that's definitely how I game. Like my daughter platinum Peppa Pig today.
Oh snap!
Oh yeah, that's her third platinum.
Holy cow. That's
She's
awesome.
got 3 plats.
I love that.
Conveniently on my account. No big
Well,
no big deal. No big deal.
Just a happy side effect.
Suck
But
it, Drellesh.
Diablo 4 though is awesome. I won't dwell on it too long. I know that like when that game comes out in June, Carpool, we're gonna have all kinds of coverage on it because I'm gonna be playing it. Ryan's gonna be playing it. Like it's gonna be huge.
I'm playing it. I'm still on the fence on where I'm gonna play it. Because Diablo 2 on PC when it first came out, I was in high school. Yeah, I'm old. Yep, just did that. I was in high school. I played the living daylights out of that game, like so much. And then Diablo 3, I played it on PlayStation 5. No, PlayStation 4. Jesus. PlayStation 4. Loved it. And then when I got my Xbox Series X, it was on sale like on launch week, and you get like the Necromance version of it for like $30 with everything in it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So then I finished it again on Xbox. And then my brother and I shared our Steam library. And then I finished it again on Steam. And I feel like I like it more on the PC.
Yeah, classic PC experience. So I'm going to do something I think really stupid, and I think I'm probably going to buy it twice. Which is
sounds
very
like
dumb.
Probably, I think I'm going to play it on PlayStation to get the trophies and to play with friends. And then what I'll probably be crossing my fingers is my brother buys it on Steam, and then I can play it there, and I can get the best of both worlds. I think that's the goal, because it is. Let's be real, it's a PC game.
It is, yeah, but it does.
It's like Civilization that came to everything. Like that's a PC.
Yeah, game. It's a PC game, but I will say, like, they have incorporated the like controller really well into Diablo 4. Like it feels great with a controller. And so I think, like, honestly, like I love the experience of playing it like on my couch on the big nice 4K TV with PS5 and everything. So I like that. And then you get the trophies and all that stuff. And I got my PlayStation friends, but because it's cross-play and cross-progression, I can come in here and just pick up exactly where I left off on PC, which is awesome. Like,
yeah, that I am all for crossplay and cross progression. And speaking of crossplay and cross progression, I'm going to do it now because we're going to find out what I've been playing. It's the only thing I've been playing. I've been playing MLB The Show 23, which is crossplay, cross progression. I have been playing it on, drum roll, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and the Nintendo Switch.
Wow.
I have played it on all 3. I will say this. The Nintendo Switch version, I don't know, man. Wait for it to go on sale. I don't think it's worth the money. It's just it's too good of a game to play on the Switch. And once you've played it on anything else and you play on the Switch, just kudos to the developers for putting it on there.
For doing it. Yeah.
But no. It is not the way I want to play the game. It is not in any way, shape, or form. No. Not a chance. Don't like it. Nope. Between the Xbox and the PlayStation, I'll be honest. I am the difference is the PlayStation has the DualSense functionality, because you can't. There's no really sizable difference. I will see. One of the biggest differences last year in MLB The Show 22 was the hair mechanics on black characters. So if they had dreads in the Xbox version, it just looked terrible. It didn't look natural. And I know Kind of Funny did a whole thing.
It was so good. Blessing did that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was actually surprised when he didn't show MLB The Show of something to be bad on the Xbox version, but I guess the PlayStation version worked. Andrew McCutcheon was this player where his hair looked absolutely terrible on Xbox and would actually like freeze and like it would look weird, but on PlayStation it looked great. So I'm very curious to try and find those things that are different between the two. I will say the place to play the game is the PlayStation. I would say PlayStation 5 because of the DualSense functionality. I'm using actually a DualSense Edge, and I've actually moved my swing mechanic to the back paddles, and I'm actually really enjoying it.
Nice.
I find it easier. I don't know why. I'm thinking I'm gonna try and put them on the triggers and even see if because I like using my triggers. So we'll see. The game is freaking amazing. I almost swore that the game is so good. But here's what I will say. Last year's edition, I felt was a better entry into the series for new players because it wasn't hard. One thing I've noticed is they brought back a thing called Team Infinity. I play in a mode called Diamond Dynasty. And they brought back Team Infinity, which was an MLB Show 21. It wasn't in 22. And Team Infinity makes you play the game either on veteran or all. It makes you play on harder difficulties to collect these cards. So the way Diamond Dynasty works is if you're a big baseball fan and you collected cards growing up, that's literally what you do. You collect these cards, and those cards are the ones you be able to use those players in game. So I'm a huge Jays fan. So thanks to our friends over at PlayStation, I got 30,000 stubs, start off the game. I went in and bought every single Blue Jay player, and I was able to unlock, when you collect the sets, you still get to keep the cards. You collect the set. I got Carlos Delgado, which is a famous Blue Jay. It was just amazing, and he's already in my lineup, and I'm using him. But they have all these different modes, but it's a lot harder this year. I've played the game a lot. So you're playing a lot on veteran or all-star just to accomplish and get these cards. Last year, what they would do is they would start you off on rookie, and as the seasons progressed, it got harder and harder. So because it's called grind for 99. So that's Diamond Dynasty. They have Team Infinity. They have Road to the Show, March to October. And this year, they have stories. And the first section of stories in the first season is the Negro Leagues.
Right.
And the presentation value on these are unbelievable. Every single EA needs to just play this game and just copy it. Stop with their microtransactions, shoving up the yin yang and trying to take every penny out of me and making a sport, hockey, which I love more than any other sport, and me not liking the video game version of it because I just feel that they're a bunch of money grubbing. It disgusts me what they do to that game. They take a game that's awesome, which is hockey, and then just ask for money way too much. MLB The Show does a great job of saying, hey, if you want to pay for this stuff, and sure, but we'll let you grind for it too, and we won't make it ridiculous. We'll let you play any mode in the game, and you get to do it. So this year they brought in the stories, and I did Satchel Paige to start off. He was the first story I went through in the Negro Leagues, and because I want his card. His pitching mechanic is crazy. He does this weird thing with his arm and then this crazy up high kick, and then he throws the pitch. And I'm very curious to see how much it stifles people when I use them. But what they do is they actually give the history of him. So there's I believe 10 episodes of each player. So I'm on episode 7 of Satchel Paige, and they'll have an historian come out and he tells the history of this one little thing about Satchel Paige. So, and then what they'll do is they'll show it. So he's narrating and then they'll show it, and then you live the moment. So the first little thing, I don't want to give away a lot, but the first thing they talk about is how Satchel Paige, even on his gravestone, doesn't have the year he was born, and he never told anybody his age. And when he first broke into the Major League Baseball, he told everybody he was like 34, but a lot of people thought he was in his 40s. So he was like 45, 46, and he never told anybody's age. So they tell you that story, and they tell you all these little stories. They have other players. My hope is, one, other sports franchises learn from this and they do the same in their game. And two, MLB The Show does the Negro Leagues, does everything, does this for everything about the history of baseball, because the history of baseball is crazy. I would love to do like 8-man outs, like the Chicago White Sox thing, how they, do a whole little documentary and us get to replay it. That stuff is cool. And this is the first time playing it in a video game as someone who likes history. I was like, wow, that is amazing. I truly, truly, truly thought that was unbelievable presentation. The value, how good it looks, it just looks phenomenal. So kudos to San Diego Studios. Unbelievable. I haven't been able to you're able to put your own photo in the game this year. Some people have. The app hasn't been working for me to be able to take my photo and put myself in yet. I've tried out, there's a retro mode that I haven't got to try out yet. There's exhibition, there's franchise, there's Road to the Show is when you create your own player and you go through the minors and then you get up to the major leagues, or you can even start, if you'd like, you can fast forward yourself and get you right in there. But any mode you play in goes towards your program in Dynasty. So even if you don't play it, they unlock some stuff. It almost gets you so you want to go over and look. It's unlike most games where they say only this mode. So it would be like playing Call of Duty, but when you play the campaign, it would level you up for the multiplayer. So they value your time in playing this game. They want you to play everything because everything counts towards your program. And then there's all these mini seasons and other programs they're called where you can get points to that all at the same time. all at the same time. They have all these different things. They have conquest maps. They have unbelievable. So all that is in there. Then they decide to have the most realistic looking sounding sports simulated video game ever. The sounds of the bats. I put a video up on Twitter. The sound of the bat is just unbelievable. The crowds, they do a very good job of the NPCs and the crowds not all looking the same. They do such detail on the stadiums. They take pride. And there's a lot in there. Like you can create your own stadiums, all that kind of stuff. But yet they put out a yearly product that is the best sports franchise in video games, bar none. Period. Like bar none. They do better than anybody else. And I just wish, as a fan of hockey, that NHL would just be like, hey, Sony San Diego, make our game too. But I can talk enough about it. That's just my impressions for now. You're going to see a lot. You're going to hear a lot more of it. You're definitely going to hear me talk more. I will have a review shortly. But yeah, that's my impression so far. I've been playing like 20 hours.
Oh man.
I've logged a lot.
I have a few thoughts about this. First of all, I wish I loved anything as much as you love MLB The Show. First of all, I'm like, it's infectious. Like I'm not a baseball guy, and it makes me want to play this because I love all that history stuff. Like sports have such a rich history. Like this is so ripe for like literally every sports franchise. Just do this. You know, what a good idea that is. I'm looking forward to hearing more of your thoughts because like you're the expert on the matter, and I'll just live vicariously through you.
Yeah, I have my gripes, and one of them is the difficulty swing. Other than that, they improved on previous year. Like it's hard for a developer that has to do a yearly title to do something different and make it better, and they did it.
That's so cool.
So
that's awesome. We've been very similar games you and I have been playing, obviously.
100%.
Diablo.
100%.
Yeah.
Speaking of a game that both of us are going to be playing, though, Tony Todd, the voice actor for Venom in the game Spider-Man 2, got himself in a little hot water. He tweeted out that the game is coming in September. He has since taken down the tweet, but no one is denying. It's pretty much confirmed when there's no denial about there. It looks like Spider-Man 2, PlayStation's biggest game of the year so far that they've announced, which is oddly enough not coming in the fall. It's coming pre-fall, right? Will be coming in September, going up against Starfield. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's the big thing, right? Is like if it looks like it's coming in September, Tony Todd, who is like, this is like what, the second or third instance of him like tweeting something out. I'm just like, dude, maybe stay off the Instagram and the Twitter and whatnot.
Get off Twitter, dude.
Yeah, just until the game is out, just kind of get off Twitter. And he's talking about we're getting massive publicity for it in August, for release in September. So, you know, I mean, I hope it's true because it sounds like an amazing September to me.
I think it is. I truly do.
I do too.
I don't see how it isn't, because if it wasn't, PlayStation would have denied it and we got in front of it.
It's interesting,
they didn't do anything
man.
On this one.
It's definitely like to have like the biggest Xbox release of the year up against the biggest PlayStation release of the year in like the same month.
It's kind of awesome. And they're two different games. Like, let's be real here. I want to play both of them. I am extremely excited for both of them. I know we talked about this on Carport Week. I just hope one comes at the beginning of the month and one comes at the end of the month. Yeah. And the one at the beginning of the month is Spider-Man, to be totally honest, because I know I can beat it in like 2 weeks. And then I can just dip into Starfield and play it over and over and over.
Yeah.
Starfield looks like it's going to be the meteor of the two. But hey, you know, it's a PlayStation show, so I guess go Spider-Man.
Yeah, for sure. Go Spider-Man. I'm looking forward to it. We do. I don't know if do you guys weave questions in related, or do you just handle all the questions?
We usually do, but like we got a lot. And I know Riley Little said, if Spider-Man 2 actually released in September, then what will Sony's big holiday game be? My first thought right off the bat is it's going to be The Last of Us multiplayer.
I think I agree with you. I think that that probably is coming this year, but I also think that like Sony, I mean, if this comes out in September, then to me, I'm like, that's a pretty big holiday game still, you know, like I think
100%, because then you could still sell it for Thanksgiving in November for you Americans, and Thanksgiving in Canada for October. And to be totally honest, the first party games like for Xbox and PlayStation, I would just stay the heck away from. Let the Ubisofts and the soon to be first party Activisions and all them, let them have November, because then you know what you can do for the holiday? Spider-Man PS5s.
Right. Yeah, do that. Drop a DLC maybe for the holiday or something.
Yeah, you know what? I wish we could get DLC early like that, but they don't do that. They make you forget the mechanics and forget all the combat systems, and then they drop you back in like it's no big deal. And they're like, hey, remember when it was super hard near the end because your guy was all leveled up and you had to remember everything in the combos? Yeah, you're going to have to figure that all out real quick because we're going to drop you in at that difficulty level in the DLC. It drives me crazy. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah,
I get it because they want their 2 story beats, but
yeah, man.
So in other news, we got Burning Shores, Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores is available for pre-order, and we got all the details. So Alo's journey continues in Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores, an expansion which sees the fierce Nora hunter pursue a sinister threat in the untamed wilds of the far future. Volcanic Los Angeles has been wrecked by the violent tectonic activity. Pre-orders for Burning Shores, which launches on PlayStation 5 console only on April 19, 2023, is available right now as you're listening to this. You can already have done it. In Canada, it is $29.99. In the United States, it's $19.99. And if you do pre-order, it gives you the Black Tide dye outfit. It's available at the first dye merchant. And it also gives you the Black Tide sharpshooter bow, which is available at the first merchant when you get into the Burning Shores. It continues right up from Alo's story. I'm very excited for this DLC, but I know this is also reaping with controversy because there was a PS4 version of this game when it released, and the DLC is PS5 only.
Yeah, that sucks. That like for me, and I know Matt and Lachlan talked about this last week on the show, but for me, I'm like, man, that's kind of unfortunate. At the same time, though, like I kind of wish that like PS4 owners, they're going to be people who love Horizon that are playing it on PS4, don't have access to that, and that sucks. And it almost makes me wish that whenever we move on to the next Horizon game, that is like just PS5, and then you don't alienate any of the audience. So, it's unfortunate there's that split there. But look, I still the base game is still on my backlog court, unfortunately.
And it's a PlayStation Plus game, so I would suggest go out and play it because you do have to have finished the game to hop into the DLC. I'm of the mind that people have paid a lot of money for these new consoles.
Yeah.
And I get it, not everybody has one, and they weren't easy to get, but that has everything to do with the pandemic, has nothing to do with the release of the consoles. I wish that they were PS5 only to begin with. I wish God of War was PS5 only. I wish that when we bought new consoles and we invested in these things, we got the best version of these things. And it seems that more and more nowadays in the last 2 generations, they're like,
yeah, no more half measures. Breaking Bad, no more half measures. You know?
100% agree. Well, wow, we zipped through that. Like seriously, we zipped through that. We are back. We are now gotten to the questions of the show. So, questions of the show. If you ever want to be part of the show, just I throw out a tweet before we record. It's out on Twitter, and then we also throw it in our Discord. Join our Discord. The links will be in the description down below. And you can ask us any questions, and we'll read them on air. Just like the Muffin Mon, Kevin asked, how do we get Court to try a Trials game as his next trying games that Matt's like Saga? Kevin, if it is on Game Pass or if it is on PlayStation Plus, I will try it.
I was going to say,
pretty much how the rule works with Matt. If he tells me to try a game, I ain't going to go buy it. That ain't going to happen. No.
Yeah. I would low-key love to hear your impressions of a Trails game. Like just Court's review of a Trails game. That'd be good.
You should have heard my review of Persona. I wanted my money back. I wanted everything, and I didn't pay for that game. I wanted every bit of my time back from playing that game. And then he made me play what it was after Persona I played. I say Persona 5 Royal, and then he made me Like a Dragon.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Ishin.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Nope.
I wonder if there's a game that I could give you homework, like a Seth game that I could give you homework on. I wonder what it would be. Well, I'd have to think about that.
To the listeners, Matt is currently playing MLB The Show.
Oh,
He
nice.
hasn't. He was supposed to call me and ask for tips and tricks. He hasn't done that. But Matt is currently playing MLB The Show. When
Good
we
for
do
him.
our review discussion, it will be myself, Matt, who's a newbie, so he'll get his huge newbie. I will be doing the solo review of MLB The Show, but on the review discussion will be myself, Matt, Markus McCracken from the community, and Bobby Miller from the community.
Love
so
it.
we've got a bunch of people to talk about. Me and Bobby Miller love the game. Markus McCracken he loves the game as well, but he's going to let us know about all the accessibility features that they put into the game. And then we get Matt's perspective as a newbie.
So
and
cool.
my guess is Matt's not going to like the game, but hey, at least he's trying.
I love that. Yeah, don't knock it till you try it, man.
Yeah, I always try a game. Like I said, whenever Elden Ring comes to whatever service it's on, I'll play it then. Otherwise, I'm never playing that game. Darth Sidious asks, what else will Court talk about that is not MLB The Show? You know what? I've already talked about a bunch of different things that wasn't MLB The Show.
True.
Ash Trobot asks, what is the best PlayStation UI? And he does, give his opinion. So I will read it. I have no problem with the editorial. For me, it was the PS4. We had the themes. The trophy screen was nicely arranged. And I also liked the part of the UI that showed you what games you were playing and what the trophies you were earning. I'm going to let you go, Seth, and then I'm going to give my answer.
Okay. I have maybe a hot take on this. I really like the, what is it? On the PS3, the cross media bar, I think they called it.
Yep, I get it.
I like it. Like, I really liked that one. That I understand it was very like bare bones and simple, but I kind of liked that where you just kind of like go over to a section, a folder, whatever, and then it just drops down. It's all cleanly laid out. Like that was really effective for me. I understand it was boring and there weren't themes or whatever, but I kind of liked how simple it was. I don't know.
So I'm going to give a 2-part answer here. I wish, because I do like the PS5 UI.
Mm-hmm.
I
like
actually
it too.
do. I find it very user friendly. I don't care about putting things in groups of games, but I wish I could have themes on the PlayStation 5. It's the only thing that I miss. It's the only thing I care about. I didn't like the PS4 version of like Facebook. That's what I thought it was when they were like, look, this is what so-and-so's doing and all that kind of. I didn't care. That wasn't for me. I know they kind of have it on PS5, but I don't see it. I don't feel like it mucks up my screen.
Yeah.
I like the fact that all my games are across the front. I think it's very cool when I highlight a game, it like throws that screen up. But I wish that I could have themes and I could have, customization to, icons and such. Otherwise, I really like the smoothness and the responsiveness of the UI for the PlayStation 5. That's what it's all about. I don't find it cumbersome. Because I don't blame the UI for the craziness that is the PS5 versus PS4 versus PS5 version of a game. That's not the UI's fault, but I like the PS5 UI.
I like it too. Yeah, I think it's good. And it's funny because over in my corner of the video game world in Nintendo land, everybody's always like, where are the themes for Switch and everything? And for me, I'm actually just kind of like, as long as it stays snappy and easy to use, I'm good either way. Like for me, it's the usability is what I value. So that's just me.
Okay, so friend of the show, Mr. Drellesh, asks questions. It says ask questions for the show, but it's questions multiple. With the plural. Will any of you be playing the Diablo IV on PS5? I think we've already answered that.
Yes.
Seth is playing it. I will be playing it on PS5. He also puts, or will you go back to PC? I will be playing it on PS5. That's where my pre-order is.
Yeah.
And then he asked, Court, how many hours do you think you'll be spending on MLB The Show? So, last year it was over 600. So I'm guessing it's the same.
No injuries this year, though. Don't hurt yourself. I'm
literally going to get a Theragun at the mall today. Yeah. And then he asks, what is your advice for someone totally new to the genre? My advice is this. If you love baseball, go out and buy it. If you don't love baseball, but you like sports and you like collecting cards and so on and so forth, and you want to, and you recognize the presentation of it, go play it on Game Pass. Try it out there. It's free on Game Pass. It comes with it. It's there. I could never tell someone to go buy a game that doesn't like the sport. If you're a baseball fan, I don't know how you don't play it on PlayStation. You play it on the PS5. The DualSense functionality when you're swinging the bat and hitting the ball and catching the ball, like they literally, you can feel it on a pitch. Like it's crazy. I'm a huge baseball fan, so to me, it's PS5, and that's the ultimate definitive version of it. But if you want to try it out, go play it on Game Pass. It's there.
Nice.
And then he asked, how should they approach the game? Well, my advice is go in. The tutorial starts you right out as soon as you turn on this game. So Seth, even for you, if you wanted to go try it out on Game Pass, the tutorial will walk you through everything. Okay. And it'll actually, based on how you play it, will set the settings and customizations for the game for you. So if you're bad, it'll make it the easiest as possible. And then they have what's called dynamic difficulty, where the game will, as you get better, the game will get harder.
Okay. That sounds pretty cool. I like that. I'm into that.
And then, oh man, I love you, Drellesh. Is it a must buy day one or a must buy on sale? I think I kind of answered that. If you're a baseball fan, it's a must buy.
Yeah. I can't imagine a easier must buy for baseball fans.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then if you're waiting for a sale, this game actually doesn't go on sale very quickly. It usually, most sports games, unless it's EA, this game will probably go on sale at the All-Star break. And then again, it has a huge sale at the end of the year. But the thing that goes on sale for this is stubs, and which is like the currency that you use but you can earn that in game as well. Like I said, like you don't need to spend money on this game. This is the epitome of a game where we call it no money spent. You buy the game and you can get everything that someone who pays money to gets. Does your previous MLB save file XP get carried over? No, not a chance. This is I don't ever see a game that has microtransactions to ever allow anything carry over, because that's not the way they're going to make money.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is there a loyalty program so that 400 hours you invest in the previous game count for something? No, but one thing they do extremely well is all their Twitch streams have drops. Anybody who's playing the game has drops, so they give you packs. They throw packs at you like crazy. So that is a loyalty. If you're really into it, you can even sign up for a thing called the scouting report, where they'll every month send you a pack that's juiced, and you'll get good cards in it. Just by signing up to their emails, they'll send you packs. There's a lot of ways to get things from them just by watching their content or consuming the content. That to me is a loyalty program. They have a very good app for their phone, which actually is not working right now, but still.
Do you, as somebody who puts all this time into it, do you wish that there was something like that, where it's like X amount of hours logged in the previous year or something can get you something in the next one?
I don't see how they would do that. I don't as someone who plays sports, and I think all sports should be fair, I don't think that should be, you should get an advantage over someone who's just stepping into it. I really don't. So no, but like I said, they do, if you play the beta, they give you packs. Like as long as you consume their content, if you want it, you can go get it.
Yeah. Well, that is the way I look program, right? By definition.
There's a big loyalty. That's where their loyalty program is. I think sports should be on an equal playing field. So, no, I don't think me playing and investing in the game the previous year, should I get anything for free? For me, as long as they keep making great games, I'll keep playing. And if they don't, I'm out. How is the gaming loop different from FIFA? FIFA games ask you for money, and it's like you're watching an advertisement at all times, and they're like, hey, do you want to do something good? Then we want money. Oh, you want to earn it in the game? We're going to make it next to impossible, and you're going to want to pay for it. There's the difference. They reward you for your time in the game, unlike the EA sports games, which absolutely don't. As someone who plays both, EA sports games do not reward you for anything. They literally figure out ways to make it that you pay for it. They have more gotcha mechanics in an EA sports game than any other sports video game I've ever seen. I will also say that MLB The Show has the best sports simulator ever.
Yeah.
FIFA's up there, but MLB The Show is unbelievable. It's like watching and playing baseball.
It's so interesting to me that, like, as somebody from the outside looking in, like it's interesting to me that MLB doesn't get like the more, I guess, public support that a Madden or a FIFA gets, where like this, even just hearing you talk about it, I'm like, well, this is like no question the gold standard for a sports game.
For there's the people in the community that will always complain and say, oh, like L's and this and all that. But as someone that plays all the different sports games, it's the model that needs to be moving forward, because the gotcha mechanics EA plays and puts into their games, well, they can't in the European Union. That's going to stop. It's going to have to stop soon because they're getting told to stop doing it everywhere. It's actually disgusting and it ruins the sport.
Oh yeah, on Switch, the FIFA on Switch every year is literally there's a disclaimer on the eShop listing for it. It's like there are no significant changes to they just update the roster. They re-release the same game every year and update the roster.
It's embarrassing. It's just it sucks. And then the last thing is your sister single. I don't have one, so
yeah,
you know.
Well, I have many sisters, but no comment.
Okay. Edward Varnell, the Boss Rush Network, writes on Twitter, do you think games like The Last Guardian and Concrete Genie show a different side of storytelling and narrative for PlayStation? Why do you think titles like God of War and Horizon are held high when it comes to narration, and TLG and Concrete are ignored?
Great question. Seth. I love this question because
yes,
it's interesting. The narrative and stuff like The Last Guardian and Concrete Genie, that is kind of more like, I personally vibe with those kind of games more in the PlayStation wheelhouse. But I think that the reason that games like God of War, and I think it's really simple, like the reason these games are held up so high in terms of like marketing and stuff is because that's what appeals to a wider market. It's just a literal marketing and branding thing. This is what the Sony brand kind of means now. It means big budget, deep narratives, motion capture and performance and high fidelity. That is what the Sony brand kind of means now in the modern age. When I first playing PS1 and stuff, and I'm playing games like Vib Ribbon and Jammer Lammy and Parappa, that's not what PlayStation means in 2023. And I love that stuff, but what's nice is that with games like Edward's mentioning here, like Last Guardian, Concrete Genie, we still get little breadcrumbs like that from time to time. That stuff still exists in the PlayStation ecosystem, even if it's not at the forefront anymore.
Yeah, for me, Last Guardian didn't speak for me. I also thought the gameplay was so bad. Concrete Genie, I loved. Concrete Genie, the story was phenomenal, and yeah, not as many people get to play it. And I think those are the perfect games where you make them on the PlayStation Plus service, and that's the one everybody gets to play. Because once you do, a lot like, we got, what did we get this year? Stray. That's a great game, and I bet you when a developer puts out another game, people play it. I remember Guacamelee was another game where a lot of people, when Drinkbox, not Drinkbox,
it's Drinkbox.
Oh, it is. Okay. Geez, look at me. I got it right. When they put that game out and they put it on PlayStation Plus, when the next game came out, everybody wanted it. So I think with these smaller games that don't have as much hype and they're not as AAA, they're not going to get the advertisements. It's not going to be in the zeitgeist as much, but they're there. A perfect example of Seasons, The Letter of the Future. I love that game.
Yeah. Good call.
I love that game. And people need to play it more. I just think that those games need to be on the service more, and PlayStation needs to prioritize them more and put them on the service so you can play it day and date. And then when they bring out their next game, then you're in. Like Echo Generations was on Xbox Game Pass. I love that game. When the next game comes out, I'm in. Like I'm in. I'm all over it.
Well, we're starting to see them.
They need to do more of that, or make the game a lot cheaper, which then the developer makes no money. So.
Well, yeah, true. And I mean, we're starting to see stuff like that a little bit more with like Chia, right? Which just came out and everybody's playing.
I haven't even touched it yet.
Yeah, my daughter and
I have like 10 minutes. That's it.
Yeah, same. But it's cool. It's cool to see stuff like this a little bit more now. It's kind of nice because in that ecosystem, we can kind of have our cake and eat it too a little bit. So
100%. And it looks like PlayStation is going to have a game every month. They just announced it a game the other day. Can't remember what it is at the moment, but looks like they're going to start doing that day and date game, which I gotta love.
Good.
All right, Bobby Pashadilis. Yeah, that's right. Said it right. Why are you the way you are? Well, Bobby, why are you the way you are? You pineapple eating, pecan hating.
Oh wow,
son of a gun. You know what?
Hating on the On the pecans?
Yeah, he hates pecans and he loves pineapple on pizza. The man
Whew.
is a villain.
I can't
with a
get behind
capital
that.
V.
I can't support that. Look, I live in the South. I live in Louisiana. We love pecans down here, and
Dude,
yeah.
butter tarts. Oh, you don't get. So when you ever come to Canada, I'm gonna give you a butter tart. It's a Canadian thing, and we put pecans, pecan. It's pecan.
We say pecans down here.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's pecan because I googled it, but we put them in the butter tart. It's a pecan pie, just small.
I love it. It's so good. Like
so good. I literally just had
how can you not like it? How can you not like it?
He's weird. Okay, he only likes Final Fantasy and like only RPG games. Like that's all he'll play. He loves playing really hard games and he hates everything else in the world because he's an animal and he's a villain. That's why. Yeah,
called out.
You suck, Bobby. All right, but go over on Console Creatures. Check out his stuff. They do great work over there. But Bobby's takes suck. And our last question of the day,
very important,
is from our friend, the Tech with the Specs, Mr. Steve Igvari. Seth, when you eat your chicken wings, do you prefer flats or drums?
Okay, so I love them both. I'm a huge chicken wing fan, Court. Love a good chicken wing, but I do prefer flats. And the reason being, you too. Okay, good. The reason being is because I have a very specific technique when I eat my flats, right? Because exactly. I like to hold the connective bone and then pull it out like I am a cat in a cartoon pulling out a fish bone. That's exactly what I do. I love it.
I also find with flats, you get that little crispy skin on the outside. On the one side, it's crispier more because it's got like a little hang there. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not as big. I feel like I can eat them faster. I like the flats over the drums. I find with the drums, I end up getting too much cartilage at the. This sounds disgusting, but there's too much cartilage on it, and there's less cartilage on the flats, and I can hoover them and like vacuum them off.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, I can just crush
right there with you.
Crush it. Just if it's all flats, like we're done. Like it's a done deal. But the drums though, you kind of have to take almost like a corn on the cob approach to a drum, and it's just not as satisfying.
Nope.
So yeah, nope. Flats all the way.
I 100% there with you, and I'm surprised because not many people are team flats.
Really,
I'm all over team flat. Yeah, people are most drumsticks. Like if you go to most grocery stores, they'll have drums only, right?
Wow.
And I find you get less from the drummies. So it's just my take. I find the flats more flavorful.
Team flats, man. Leave those YouTube comments. Let us know.
Let us know in the comments. Like, who cares about everything else we said? Like Bobby sucks. Who cares about any of that? Let us know. Are you flats or drums? So that was another edition of the PlayStation Drive. I don't know what number it was. I know Matt always says it at the beginning, but you know what? Who cares? It doesn't even matter what number it was. It's just another episode. But we wouldn't be Carpool without our Patreon people. So I want to thank everybody on our Patreon members. We're going to start with our ultimate producers, Robbie Bobby Miller, who will be joining me on my review discussion for MLB The Show. Subscribe to Robbie Bobby Miller's Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Robbie Bobby Miller. Mr. Trucker Sloth, Tony Baker from Quest 4 Pixels. Please subscribe to youtube.com/Quest 4 Pixels. That's 4 as in the number today. Jonathan Brown, the new album from PME is called Video Game Boy and is available on Spotify and Apple Music. We did a phenomenal interview with him. Go check it out on Carpool Gaming, and please go download his music. Go give it a rating. You know, help him out. His music is phenomenal, and a lot of our videos we use it in the background. Just let it be known. Mr. Lee Navarro, and you know what? People don't realize this. He is my tech support. He is the fearless leader of the Phoenix Overdrive Extra Life team. Links are in the show notes. Please support these ultimate producers. Then we have our platinum producers, which Mr. Markus McCracken. He will actually also be joining on the MLB The Show review discussion and going over all the accessibility options in the game. And we have RJ Kern. Then we have our exclusive tier, Mr. Brian Reese. And then we have our gold members. We have Anna, Bowsah, Cecily Carrozza, Dallas Robbins, Mr. Drellesh, Emily O'Kelly, Fulish Fuji, who is having her tour of Canada right now and got to go to our first hockey game. She got to watch the Las Vegas Golden Knights beat the pants off the Vancouver Canucks. We have Jonas Young, Jose Jimenez, Marcus O'Neill, whose wife makes all the bobbies that you see behind me and all the bobbies you see behind all of us. She is an amazing person. Tim Paullin, Luke Lore, Mr. Xbox himself, Dannohh, and BobLoblaw. Thank you for all the Patreon people. We really, really greatly appreciate you, and we couldn't be doing this without you.
Absolutely. We love you all so much. 2 things. It's Jonas Young? I've been mispronouncing it this entire time.
Oh, no. Don't go off anything I say. I probably also said Drellesh wrong a million times, and he's going to let me know. I am so bad at pronouncing anything. Please never go off anything I say, because what I say does not go.
And also Hoppel. Thank you to Hoppel, who's also a gold member. We have an incomplete list. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Love you,
Let
Hoppel.
me just add that. Jesus. Yes, Hoppel. Sorry. Nah, you know what? I feel terrible now.
That's okay. We got it. We got you, Hoppel. Love you, Hoppel.
All right. Have a great week.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me.